Alright, West Brom have definitely improved over the last month. They're not conceding as many goals, but they're also not scoring as many. Naturally, when you're playing more defensive style of football, you're not going to create as many opportunities going forward because most of the time on the pitch is spent defending. And I think one of the reasons why West Brom have improved so drastically is that when they play against opposition teams, this is going to sound like common sense, but for example, when West Brom play like a top team, they're naturally going to sit back, but when they're playing against these teams, when the opposition team gets a chance, they make it very difficult for that team to actually score that goal. So if the opposition team gets the ball in the box and there's a couple of defenders in the box, the defenders will position themselves in a way that the chance to score is very, very hard to take, which is kind of like a Sam Allardyce tactic in that, he really doesn't change teams much. Like when he takes over a team, he doesn't really change formation or the way the team plays. All he does is get them to sit back a little bit deep, play more defensive, and make it really hard to be scored against. So things like sliding tackles, pushing players out wide, you know, doubling up on attackers, things like that, just to make it really hard for teams to score. And it's doing simple things like that can actually make you like a really good team. And if West Brom keeps, practicing these tactics and really improving their game, then they could probably have a really decent season, even though they've had a really poor start. And I think one of the games they had a couple of weeks ago was against, no, it was like about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago against Fulham, which was like a must win game for them. Before that, they had a good result against Brighton. They lost that game, and I thought that that was it for them because that was one of the games that they had to win. I thought to actually stay up, but since then, they actually lost a couple more games after that. But after beating Sheffield, which I thought for sure they'd lose, they've shown that they're still tough to beat and that they'll keep playing this way throughout the season. So it looks like they'll get some really good results as the season goes along. We'll see where they're at Christmas, but it looks like Slaven Bilic has got them playing a decent style of football. And obviously they've had a formation change. Like in game week one, they're playing like a 5-4-1. Then they're playing a 3-4-1-2, which looks like it's helped. Um, and yeah, it looks like they're in attack. It looks like they have improved as well because they're having more shots on goal than they did at the start of the season, which means that I feel like on the break they're actually being more effective, and because they're sitting back, they're actually getting more opportunities from that, which was surprising. I thought it'd be like the opposite, but it looks like that will improve as well. And but obviously, the shots conceded isn't really going to go down because I think they're conceding as many shots as at the start of the season, so that means that there'll probably be games where like they concede a lot of goals. That's probably just going to happen because if you're conceding a lot of shots, week in week out, then you're going to get really bad results, even if you are playing more defensive. Um, but yeah, I guess that's going to happen. It's something they're going to have to like I guess deal with or accept and try to hit teams on the break when they can. And yeah, they've got a really good run of fixtures coming up. If they can really take advantage, they'll be in a really good position come the second half of the season, and I think they could probably stay up. I thought for sure they'd go down, especially after that Everton result early on in the season. But it looks like that they've set themselves up in a way where they can actually stay up. So we'll see what happens at the end of the season.